I know a guy who is very close to the Obama administration, right? And he says some of the things he learned made him not want to live anymore. There's a Cosmic Kev interview with a guy who has family in the CIA said his exact same words. He said if people knew what existed at the bottom of the ocean, they want to kill themselves. They wouldn't want to be alive anymore. What could that be?
What the fuck could it be?
Right.
What could that be?
What's that? Oh, people are reporting that they're going to Tijuana and using a machine that filters their blood. Tell me more! Yeah, what people are saying is they're going to Tijuana and they're getting hooked up to this machine, which basically goes into your jugular and then it filters the blood through this machine. And what this machine is doing is essentially taking out toxins, mold, metals, and essentially anything that could be harmful to the body. This could become the next big thing, but basically it does take 3 days to go through this process of having your blood filtered and then put back into your body. However, when people are coming back home and giving their results, they're saying it's absolutely night and day different. Meaning they're literally saying their eyesight's better, hearing's better, and just generally overall feel younger, healthier, and happier. Oh, fun!
They're eating the babies because they're not human. Haven't y'all seen The Dark Crystal? Our government are the skepsies. Y'all need to go watch The Dark Crystal on Netflix. Very good movie. They have an older version as well, even a book. Get into it. They've been stealing and harnessing our energy for over hundreds of years now. Nothing of this is new. They're not. I've been trying to tell y'all that. They may look like us, but those people are not. Just like they're eating the babies. You know what I mean? They're drinking their... So y'all don't think vampires are real? If you know anything about vampires, don't they live hundreds and hundreds of years? Y'all, believe what you want. Do you believe in conspiracies? I do.
Y'all seen the little YN? He said, I shot all of them in the head. They ain't coming back. He said, I see demons. He said, that's why he said, if he looked at the judge, he said, I see him when I look at you, that's why I keep my head down. The motherfuckers, I see him at night. He's sitting in the, what's crazy, must be his court appointed. He trying to like stop him cause he's admitting everything, you feel me? But dude like, nigga, I don't give a fuck no more. This shit ain't go. Y'all ain't understanding. He said, I'm trying to explain to y'all how crazy I am. He said, it ain't about. He trying to explain to them that how crazy he is and what he's seeing and what's going on in his head. Dude worried about, hey, if he till not, he ain't thinking about that because he like, yo, it's not gonna matter if I'm guilty or not. If you let me loose, nigga, I'm crazy. I need help. That shit wild. I'm just saying.
Man, that African culture getting spooky. The Azoro Festival. That's what y'all doing over there? That's what we supposed to attach ourselves to?
And in case you still call them protectors, I hope what is going in Nigeria tells you something. What is happening in Delta State? I just imagine if these people can do these things in the open, run about it, they're so thirsty for it. Then there is you. When these victims come out to say their own part of the story, you still have the audacity to say that they are lying. See what they do in the open. Can you even imagine what they do in hiding in the bushes? Well, those those guys are animals. We do not have anything like protectors. We have carnivores around us, and they are ready to devour you anytime. I will not live this life and pretend that I have someone to call as a protector because of his genital. But even if I will die, I will die happy that I know the truth. I do not ever want to associate myself with them or stand up for them. Because yes, I don't care whether you're my brother, I don't care as long as you're male. You are a ticking time bomb. Until we are able to sanitize the society, there is nothing. We live with animals. Remove that delulu of saying you have a protector. And there is that man that is looking at those things right now, and he's saying that, why did they even come out? They would have stayed in their houses. And you think he's a good man, and you sleep next to him in the night. Oh, they don't do for you. Yeah, the sad reality is that even if they say it or they don't say it, they have an atom inside them that supports it. Yes, I don't care, but that's what I know. Don't even try to guilt trip them and say, what if it is your sister or your mother? Well, those guys, they don't care. Have you thought of why they would sell their children off for marriage when they're young, when as they cry, but they don't care? Yeah, they still look at you as a property. They you know when the Bible says that you could hit your slave and nothing happens because they are your property? Yeah, that's how they look at you. There was a quote by a man, and he said that grape is not, it's not actually painful. It's just that the women do not want to experience it. It's very sad. It's very sad that at this point there are still women who come out and say why those victims were in those positions. Like, if you don't have something to say, could you just keep quiet? Must you sell out yourself to patriarchy by blaming other women? You can just go on the streets and look for them if you want them. Must it be a story of pain that you will use to advertise your stupidness? It's okay. It's okay, but it is culture, it is religion, it is tradition. All this is against a woman. And women uphold all this. Women uphold religion. Women stand for tradition. Women do all this work for the system. Why? Why will you fuel a system that is tormenting you, that looks at you like a possession. Why do you keep fueling it? You guys are like oxygen to fire, because oxygen supports burning. So you're there fueling it. Well, at the end of the day, whether you praise them, whether you stand for them, whether you silence women who are victims, they look at you in the same manner as the other women that were victims. Don't think you're special. When these people go and sit down, they go and talk about women. They will not exclude you. In fact, they will start with you, who is trying to carry their matter on your head. Ew.
This is 2026, and the people of Ozoro community in Delta State are still organizing a festival where ladies are expected to stay indoors, and if any lady is seen outside, she will be harassed. In 2026, such a festival still exists in Nigeria. If they explain Nigeria to you for a whole year, you will not understand this country. Make it make sense, guys. So what this means is that during this festival, if a lady is in her room alone and she has a medical emergency, that lady cannot struggle and go out to the nearest pharmacy, clinic, or hospital. On her way to that pharmacy or hospital to get medical attention, the men that are outside will harass her. Let's imagine another one. Imagine that a lady is in her room and then she gets attacked by hoodlums, burglars, or armed robbers. And somehow she manages to escape from that room. And then she's running outside for safety. She then meets plenty men who are outside celebrating the Ozoro festival. And then when these men see the lady, the first thing that comes to their minds is to harass her. Not to find out why she's outside. Not to find out why she's running. Not to help her. Not to save her. But instead, the same men she's running to for safety are the same men that will harass her. So frying pan to fire. In the name of celebrating a festival. Make it make sense. And you know, I have a question for the organizer of this festival, the community leader or whoever it is that is organizing this festival. Do you guys not have insecurity in that community? Why don't you guys organize a festival where the primary aim is to purge your community of hoodlums, criminals, armed robbers, bandits and all that, where you just keep entering the bushes, entering everywhere to bring out all the criminal elements that are operating in your community? You guys didn't think of such a festival. No, the festival that you guys thought about was a festival that prohibits women from coming outside. Make it make sense. Well, I'm glad that the organizer of this festival and several other suspects have been arrested, but it does not stop there. I am calling on the Delta State Commissioner of Police, the Delta State Governor, the Inspector General of Police, to please ensure that anybody that harassed or molested any lady during this festival should face the law, the full weight of the law. But for now, I have a very personal message to all the men that were involved. Shame on you. Kai. May God help us. Cheers.
Black Americans, no. They'll steal from you. They'll try to get you to sign the, prenup, whatever.
Prenup is good though.
I mean, no prenup, my bad, no prenup. They'll try to backdoor you for the other mans. They're just bad people in general. I think black people are really just thugs.
But you were black yourself, brother.
I'm not black. I'm African.
You African? So what's the difference between African and African American?
African Americans don't know what part of Africa they came from.
In Ozoro Kingdom, we have of today visited Ozoro Kingdom, and by the grace of God, we've been able to meet with the King of Ozoro Kingdom, the leadership of NANS, Joint Campus Council, Delta State axis, the zonal representatives are also here, sent by the zonal coordinator. And of course, we have the student union government led by Comrade Precious and the Dean of Student Affairs here representing the management of the Southern Delta University. Today we've come for fact findings. We've been able to go around the students that were affected by the incident. We've gone to the hospital to check that they are very fine and okay. But coming to the palace, the king has assured us that the perpetrators will be brought to book. And as a matter of fact, right in front of us, the organizers of the festival, the said festival, which was not intended to be a festival of rape, but rather a festival to bless barren women, as they've been arrested right in front of us by the divisional police headquarters here in Uzoro Kingdom. So we want to assure every well-meaning student of this our great state, Delta State, that our students are safe, and the king has assured us, alongside the President General of this kingdom, that going forward, whatever happens in this kingdom, the students will be well communicated to.
Well, here we go. Right smack dab in the middle of this, of us delineating and calling ourselves, now claiming ourselves as FBA. Our foundational black, we're no longer African Americans, we're foundational black Americans, and that's our lineage. The movement is delineation and getting reparations to repair or some form of recompense of what happened to us. Now, we were talking about Latinos and different groups that was coming out saying disparaging things about us. But for some reason, the Africans and Caribbean brothers and sisters crowbarred themselves into the conversation. It wasn't even about them at first, right? But a lot of Africans have a lot of disparaging things to say. Now, y'all know I just did a video yesterday where we were showing that the Somalians were in Selma. And they was trying to recreate the march on Selma on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And we was like, look at these.
A rape festival? Nigeria is having a rape festival in Orzo. And it's 7 days? No, I get the boat. Get the boat. What do you mean? And they're like, oh, women stay indoors so you don't get gang raped. Men, what are y'all even doing attending? Why are y'all going? Only the police should be there investigating. It should have been shut down immediately. We can't even be like, oh, the government's so trash in Nigeria. No, this has got to be just some male run. Like, what? Y'all are doing too much. Doing too much. A 7-day rape festival. And what if you're not one of the women that lives there? No one's going. What if you're coming from like travel or like for business? And then you just go on the streets and you're literally attacked by a group of men for this. I can't even. I literally can't. It's so disgusting. And it's just like, oh, men, what are y'all doing? Y'all gotta shut this shit down immediately if y'all the only motherfuckers there. Every day it gets just worse and worse for women, worse, and just, I can't keep up, y'all.
Y'all remember when Sophia said a girl child ain't safe in a family full of men? And I will argue a woman is not safe in a world full of men. Because why am I today years old at 42 just finding out about the rape festival that takes place every year in Nigeria? And if I'm not mistaken, the state is called Zoro. For a whole entire week, it has already started. Any woman that is caught outside is liable to be raped. And the men who commit these atrocities do not get locked up. They don't go to jail. It is a fucking tradition, y'all. I need y'all to help spread awareness so that it can bring more light to the atrocities that are happening to these women and probably girls in that country, in that state. This is why we can never stop talking about things like the Epstein files. This is why. Because there are people and men who believe that these things are a man's right and they are entitled to a woman's body because of the patriarchal systems that we have grown in and have been indoctrinated with. Look at the amount of women who have been raped by their husbands. Giselle Helicot from France, whose husband was selling her out to other men, and he was drugging her so that it could happen without her fighting back. The man who is a military personnel who went viral for saying that something about, just the amount of brown women in the country that he's attracted to. The rapes that are taking place in the war currently. This shit is fucking atrocious, and we can never stop advocating for victims.
Because of what I'm about to tell you, this is the reason why I find it very interesting that people don't do research rather than get mad at black women and African women for not really being too, lenient or forgiving of the men in our community. I knew these things happen anyway because that's actually where my father is from. My father's actually from Delta State. So like other countries, I think it's somewhere in maybe East, like Europe, somewhere, I can't remember where it is, but it's one of them countries like Scandinavia and them, man. But in Nigeria, right now, what's going on is there in Azoro, there is a festival where they, specifically men, because I don't hear about women celebrating it, but men are celebrating a deity for I think about a week. And if women are found, and women and girls actually are found outside after 5 p.m, they will be sexually assaulted, they will be raped, they will be touched, they will be harassed, they will be followed. Now, let me tell you that this is a lie. Not the fact that it's happening. It's not if women and girls are found outside after 5 p.m. Men and boys are actually breaking into people's houses to assault them. There are men and boys entering compounds and houses and apartments, flats, where women and girls are living, where adult grown women are living, older women are living. They are breaking into the houses and harassing them and sexually assaulting them. Now, look, we live in a world where women and girls will be assaulted, will be raped, will be touched without their consent and whatnot. We live in a world where we will also shame them as a society. In Nigeria, if you want to see rape culture in full effect, just go to Nigeria. As a Nigerian woman, I'm telling you this. If you want to see rape culture and its effects, if you want to see blatant and clear examples of rape culture, go to Nigeria. Go to Nigeria. Go on, if you don't want to go there, if you don't have money to get on a plane and go there, because it's not cheap, go on Nigerian Twitter and see how Nigerian men talk about women. If you want to see feminism online, you will not have to look too far. There will be a Nigerian man showing you exactly why feminism exists. Nigerian men are known notoriously over the internet for being some of the most disgustingly misogynistic men on the planet. Holding hands with Indian men, I'd say, and South African men. If you want to talk about men of color. What kind of stupid, useless, foul-mouthed, foul-existing, useless festival is this? That is still going to this. People will say, oh, it's tradition. Men, it's tradition. Do you know traditionally, you men are not supposed to be wearing second-hand clothing delivered from all over the world, apart from your own? Do you know you're not supposed to be sitting around with beer bellies? You're on your 17th trimester, drinking super malt in the bar with other useless men like yourself instead of working. Do you know what else is tradition? You're supposed to apparently treat women and girls with respect. But when has that ever happened? When has that ever happened? People like to lie and say we used to live in matriarchies and blah, blah. So what happened then? What happened? Because there are girls and women right now who cannot get access to birth control. They cannot get access to medicine that will avoid their bodies. Their bodies can avoid getting the STIs and whatnot. They're these men who are riddled with whatever. I don't even want to say diseases and illnesses. Riddled with whatever. We live in a world where men don't like to wash. We live in a world where men say, I don't need to get tested for nothing. There are people literally born with these diseases, born with these illnesses. And we have to create another generation of women and girls who are probably going to get forcibly impregnated against their will. And we sit here and say, oh, but women and girls, we have to care about what men and boys feel. Do you know what they feel like? I can tell you what they feel like. As someone who's not a man or a boy, I'll tell you what they feel like. They feel like raping women and girls, and that's exactly what's going on. They like to be saying, oh, Epstein, the people in the Epstein files, oh, they're so disgusting. Men will abhor rape. You are doing it. You are doing it. Nigerian men will argue with you and say rape doesn't happen in that country. I've said it and I've said it again. In that country, not too long ago, it was less than 2 years ago. I've had this account for like 2 years now. And I've had Twitter for how long? For like maybe 4 years now? It was less than 2 years ago. A woman was brutally raped but managed to survive. Her body tossed on the side of the road. She got up, walked to the nearest police station. Guess what the police officers did there? All male police officers. Guess what they did to her? You can probably guess, but they gang raped her.
Nigeria is a country that's too far gone, I'll just tell you that. Why is there a festival dedicated to men being allowed to... Do you think they wait to the festival? No, it's just happening on center stage. I'm not going to post the video here. I can't post the video. But maybe, let me go and see if I can find a video, because there was a tweet made with 4 different videos. I need to watch the other videos. Hopefully you don't actually see anything in those, but they are recording it with glee. There are boys, teenage boys, there are young men, there are men there of all ages just smiling up a storm, smiling, looking like a bunch of Maltesers, smiling, giggling, baring teeth like Cheshire cats, bearing tears, just bearing smiles up and down the place, bearing smiles as if we're at Coachella, as if it's Lollapalooza. So men's ideas, their versions of having fun is assaulting women and girls. Do you know there was a story that came out of what happened during the Rwandan genocide, where I can't remember which side did it, but there was a little girl and her body was found after one of the foot soldiers for one of the sides had sexually assaulted her, because they were sexually assaulting the women up and down the place. Honestly, it was disgusting. There were women killing themselves, just ending their own lives, ending the lives of their daughters because they could not. They would rather not deal with being sexually assaulted and possibly kept as sex slaves. This is really sad. When I read what they did to her body, I can't even repeat it. I cannot repeat it. But there was another story with a little girl, and she was raped so hard that her organs fell out of her body. To say we hate you is so disingenuous. It's not about hate. Because there are women like me that are so indifferent towards men and the delegation of men. And you should feel so lucky that there are women like me out there who feel indifferent to your struggle. Because with your struggle, you won't fight the government. This is what you're devoting your time to. Oh yeah, throughout all the government stealing our money. Let's observe this traditional festival. Let's observe it. Is it your religion or something? Is this your religion? You have high rates of Muslims and Christians inside that country. Do you think that actually... This is exactly what a lot of religious people do. And this is what they enable. And a lot of you man, will get on the internet next week after this festival is over. And they'll start gaslighting women and girls again and say, no, it's because you guys were doing this and that. Rape doesn't happen, you guys, and blah, blah, blah. All the usual excuses, but 10 times worse, because Nigerian men, they know how to use words. That's why every single time, if any one of my friends or anybody says, oh, I'm talking to this Nigerian man, I'm like, stop that. Don't do it. For your own safety, don't do it, because they know how to use words to get you. They know how to use flowery words. This is the thing. A lot of men, like I told you, came on the internet the other week. I made a video about Nigerian men said they'd rather vote for a goat. They vote for a woman to lead the country. Meanwhile, we're under male leadership. Do you know what Tinubu has? That's the Nigerian president. Tinubu has gone to agree with Keir Starmer to do. Do you want to go and read the news? Go and read the news and see what they've just agreed to. Out of all the problems in Nigeria, look at what they agreed to do. Oh my God. A festival where if a woman, they are not waiting till 5 p.m. They're not waiting to find women who are on there. Are you serious? Do you think Nigerian women don't listen? Do you think they don't listen? Especially to the men that they love so much in that country. You rarely find a Nigerian woman in that country that doesn't love men more than she loves herself. And more than she loves the breath in her lungs. They will listen to men stay in the house. Do you think there was any women outside? Do you think there were so many women outside? Do you think that actually happened? And a lot of women feel like men will not use any opportunity to assault them. Because we still believe in men, not me though. A lot of women still believe in the humanity of men, and they believe that you will see them and treat them like human beings. And then when you see that number drop every single day based on the things you do, you have the audacity to point your fingers at us and tell us that we have no leg to stand on. We have every leg to stand on. There are women right now who have been sexually assaulted, and they're not going to get access to any PEP in order to stop any diseases manifesting in their body because they can't leave the house. And this is what boys are doing. This is what men are showing teenagers and boys what to do. You will not leave a legacy for them. You won't leave any money. You won't teach them how to build something. You won't teach them a trade or a hobby. You won't teach them how to be a good person, a nice person. Do you know the reason why a lot of men will say they're good people and they still rape women and assault women? It's because they believe women and girls deserve this. They believe this is what's supposed to happen to us. Because women and girls in their ideal world are not supposed to be taken seriously, not supposed to be treated like human beings, not supposed to be seen as human beings. And what do you do to people you don't see as human beings? You dehumanize them. What do you do to people you dehumanize? You just do whatever you want to them. But do you know the reason why you're seeing such an uproar from women on the internet all over the world now? Thank you so much to everybody who's been spreading awareness. But do you know why? You know why it's such an uproar? Because we're sick and tired of it. After all these stories, after Chania, after after Oster, after all these women, oh my God. And mind you, this is not the first time this festival has been observed, I'll tell you that. It's not the first time. Thank God for the internet. Because without the internet, right, you can still gaslight her, that's fine. But without the internet, women all over the world wouldn't know this. To say that something bad or karma won't get to you one day, you just better hope, because it was hundreds of men participating in this.
The Ozoro Rape Festival in South Africa, where women were chased through the streets, stripped from their clothes, and gang raped in public, only led to 15 arrests and no confirmed assaults. All rapists gotta fucking die. Women were told to stay home if they didn't want to be raped, to act accordingly, to seek support.